Welcome to the LMA Show.
Hashtag at mattcroker.com.
All right, everybody, we're back here. The LMA Show, episode number 3. We are going to go over last night's episode of Tuesday Night SmackDown Live. I'm Lamar, here with Augustine and Matt.
What up? What up?
Now, we're definitely going to start it off. Let's start it off with the elephant in the room with the Miz coming out, talking about he's greater than thou, and then Dolph Ziggler telling him off. So we started off with Augustine first with the last time for Raw. What do you think about that, Matt? What do you think about Ziggler telling Miz to suck it?
I loved it. I loved it. It was probably the best thing I've ever seen. The Miz, Mr. Fucking, I am better than everybody. You can't touch me. I defend my title every night of the... It's awesome, you know. Dolph Ziggler challenged him. The Miz stepped out of the ring and ran like a little bitch, exactly like Daniel Bryan called him, a coward.
Definitely. Okay, Augustine, what you got, man?
Well, I definitely think that someone else could have come out besides Dolph Ziggler, because they're basically just pushing him down and down more of the card, so they give him the freaking championship opportunity at SummerSlam, so he couldn't win that, so they just push him down and put him with the Miz. You know, I think Apollo Crews could have come out with that, or someone else like that they actually needs to freaking push. Dolph Ziggler's already like, in my opinion, he's already in the past, man. This is a new era, so I think like Apollo Crews should have came out, or someone like that, bro. You know, someone actually. And then I also think that Dolph Ziggler, if he wanted to make a point, he would have freaking socked him first to make him sound like he's not a coward, you know. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Quick super, man.
Huh?
So you do a little quick super kick or something, man. But no, I agree with that. Matt, I agree with you on that, Augustine. It's just the fact that Ziggler's been in WWE since
Oh, 06?
05 if you count.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
06 if you count the Spirit Squad crap. But yeah, I don't get how you go from championship storyline to now you're back at the mid card. It's like a half and a half that I agree with you and Matt, just because I was like, okay, well, it's time to prove yourself, Miz. You go out there and you do all that. You like to brag how you did one WrestleMania, which if it wasn't for The Rock, you wouldn't have won that. So I'm like, okay, well, if you go out there, he tells you to prove yourself, and next thing you know, you run and you go backstage. And after he left the stage, he told him, okay, well, I guess is what he was saying. You are a coward. He's gonna fake like he's gonna go back in the ring. You don't know. I'm not gonna do anything. I was like, that was a bitch move in my opinion. That was a bitch move, and I just don't know what's up with the Miz. And I agree as far as the championship, what Daniel Bryan said, he doesn't defend it. He's too busy promoting his movies. He's kind of reminded me of Eva Marie in a way. If wrestling was all about modeling, she'd be for it. And if wrestling was all about movies, he'd be for it. It's like they're not, caring about the wrestling perspective. I'm like, go promote your movies in Hollywood somewhere else. If you're going to have that belt, you got to defend it. It's just my opinion. And we can't have pay-per-views go by where he don't want to defend that belt. So it's kind of weird that they're letting him get away with that. Yeah, so we can now move on to the first match of the night, which this was a shocker to me, which is Hype Bros versus the Vaudevillains. I'm shocked the Vaudevillains lost. Now, I don't think Ryder and Mojo Rawley is going to win this whole tournament, because we all know who's going to win that. But what did you think about that match, Augustine?
Well, they're turning the Vaudevillains into tag team jobbers, as you can see. Like, for real, like they were dominating in NXT, but then once they come up, it was a sink or swim situation with them, and then just put the freaking brick on them and let them drop, man. Like, for real, if they want to make them, oh yes, I'm manly, or you know how they act or whatever, dukes up and all that, then have them win some matches so we can take them seriously, man. How are you gonna lose to freaking the walking energy drink and freaking Zack Ryder that's still stuck in the Jersey Shore, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Matt, what you got?
So, I hate to say it, but the hype bros, I was kind of happy they did win. I'm not too fond of the Von villains. But what I think SmackDown is trying to do is, give the hype bros some push. But I think when Zack Ryder's other partner comes into SmackDown Live, I think they're going to kind of do a turnaround there. I know the hype bros isn't going to win it all. No, I know that for a fact. But I did not want to see the Von villains go on to the next round of that. I think they're a little too cocky for being a new team in SmackDown.
Do you guys think who do you guys have at the finals at Backlash for those titles?
I would say the Usos and American Alpha.
Well, they fight each other next, so they can't be at the.
Oh, they're gonna fight each other next. Okay.
Yeah. So it's between the Usos, American Alpha, and then on the other side it's Rhino and freaking Heath Slater, and then I forgot who the other team was, man.
Well, you know what? Just scratch that, because for even right now, I think they're going to end up jobbing the Usos. So they're probably going to give it to American Alpha because they're pushing them so big, and then they're going to lead it to the Rhino and Heath Slater just because it's the storyline that they're giving him. It's giving the free agent storyline, but that's the only push that they're going to give the man.
But that means my boy Heath Slater's out of a job, man.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. You saw his wife and eating cheese and crackers. I guess you get to stock up on that then.
But don't you think this is this is something pretty dope though? Like, so say if Rhino and Heath Slater get to the finals, and then somehow the Usos like screw them out of the titles, and then that will give the Usos like the big push, have them heal, and then you'll still have that sympathy for freaking Heath Slater, and like Shane McMahon will like still offer him a contract. You know, wouldn't that be dope? Hey, what's so funny, man? Just kidding.
I don't care what gimmick they're giving Heath Slater at this point. I guess it'd be kind of cool to see him back in the WWE, but I seriously think they could have given him a better gimmick because, people aren't stupid watching this show. People know that Heath Slater does not live in a single wide trailer. If he does, dude, I want to meet this guy because he's about as poor as I am.
Hey, but that was hilarious with his girlfriend, man. You can't lie, man.
And his wife, bringing Vienna sausages and crackers and cheese whiz. Come on. If this is how this guy lives, then seriously, I want to meet him face to face, and I want to see how the hell you get a WWE contract and live like that. So who I think is actually going to win this is, I think they hyped it up, a little bit too early, and they're going to give it to American Alpha. I think it's kind of crappy that they hyped it up that early and made them to be, the tag team to beat when there was no tag team to beat. But, that's what Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan did. I'd rather see the Usos win it or, Rhino and Heath Slater win it.
From what I read, Rhino has got stapled. I don't know if he's injured, but he did. They put that on WWE.com that he got injured.
Yeah, both him and Heath Slater got cut open. You see that?
That I didn't see.
He was bleeding pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
Yo, what up with the freaking headbangers, bro? One of them looked like he was so out of shape, and he should not be in the freaking ring, bro.
That was 20 years ago, man. That's what it do to you if they been in the ring that long. They probably been in like small federations, but even in WWE with the way the schedule is, you never know when you have a match. So it's kind of like you got to go and at least stay in shape.
But you could have brought back up. You could have brought someone from NXT that's ready to get called up, man. I don't know.
But you know what they should do, because this is the crappy part that I'm not liking. Before I get to the next match, what I don't like is Raw gets all the cruiserweights from the Cruiserweight Classic, and they're just like calling up random people that they already signed in the past back to SmackDown just so they can job them. And that might include Shelton Benjamin when they know he has a grip of talent. And I really hope they don't job that man, because you talk about some phenomenal talent. Screw AJ Styles. Shelton Benjamin is where it's at.
That'll be a good main event right there.
I'm telling you, that guy is money. I just hope they don't mess that up. So, speaking just for this next match, this is a Matt's favorite, as I like to call it. So, it was AJ Styles and Apollo Crews. So, me and Augustine was talking about it earlier, Matt, that I don't know what's up with the spelling bee version of Apollo Crews, but it's kind of cheesy, and he already smiles too much. That's getting on my nerve, just like Augustine mentioned in the past, but I don't know. They made him lose, first of all, way too fast. AJ Styles is good, but look how big Apollo is, and the athleticism. I mean, it's just, you're going to let the man job like that for what? That was probably no more than a 5-minute match like he did at the pay-per-view. It was pretty pathetic, man. And he has a lot of talent, too, but they're not using him right. What did you think about that?
Well, you guys already know my thing. I like AJ, but I don't like him as a wrestler.
What?
I mean, I think the gimmick they have for AJ right now is just way too cocky. I mean, way too cocky. And for them to, make Apollo Crews lose like that was kind of crappy. I mean, like you said, Apollo Crews is way bigger than freaking AJ Styles and has more, agility than AJ Styles, but yet they made AJ Styles like he was, Braun Strowman, the biggest dude out there. And I don't think that's right. You're not utilizing your talent properly. You're making big guys lose to small people and making small people lose to big guys or win the big guy. And it's not fair to the talent to do it that way.
And the crazy part is, not to mention, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure this move, if you hit it in the right angle or whatever, I'm sure it'll hurt like hell. But this phenomenal forearm cannot be his finisher, because it doesn't look like it'll finish you. It might knock you out if you hit it right, like I say. But the fact that he lost, as big as he is, he lost to a forearm to the face or elbow or whatever it is. It's just, he can stick with the Styles Clash. At least that has some effect to it. But I don't know about the forearm, though. At least for even Cena. I've seen Cena kick out of every big move you can think of.
That's because he's Super Cena, man.
And he lost to a forearm. I'm like, really?
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You're making little guys like AJ Styles win against a big guy like Apollo Crews or like John Cena or, put AJ Styles against Braun Strowman. See if he freaking that phenomenal forearm is really that phenomenal.
But what I think what they're trying to do is trying to make him look strong for the title match against Dean Ambrose, Backlash, So how are you gonna have AJ Styles lose and then he's gonna go in for a title match and then win it? That I don't know. That just looks like bad booking to me.
Now, what I don't want is because he's known to just being the phenomenal one. So now is he, which I know Matt doesn't like it, where he said the new face that runs the place. So what is he going to go by if he beats Ambrose? He's going to be like the new face that runs the place, the phenomenal lunatic. Like what is that?
The phenomenal asylum.
Yeah, you're going to steal other people's names after you beat them? Because I mean that's. I'm pretty worried about that now because now they're not letting him be on his own. He's over here wearing Cena's headbands. I'm like, no, go back to the AJ Styles that debuted at the Rumble.
Right?
Make him into a cartoon AJ Styles, and it's pretty dumb.
But you can't lie, Matt. He is great as a heel. If he's annoying you guys, then that he's doing his job, right?
Well, Miz annoys me, but yeah.
I mean, he is doing his job, and yes, he does his job very well. But like Lamar said, make him as the AJ Styles that you brought him in as. Not, oh, well, now he's going to be the face that runs the place. And like Lamar said, is he going to be the phenomenal asylum next? Or, is he going to be, whoever he beats? I mean, and it's kind of crappy that they're doing that to a guy that has won titles other places other wrestlers hasn't even been.
Well, true that, man. Like they should bring him back as how he was, but the baby face wasn't working for him. If you ask me, I don't know. Like he was just like he's better as a heel. Like he like people still cheer him even as a heel, but like he looks like he is more comfortable as a heel. He like how I don't know like back then he was like I don't know too honest I guess like with the when the Bullet Club tried to help him he was just like I don't know he was just too honest.
Well, this is how I feel about it. Just to go back on the subject of that, I agree, but they got for the company, they got their face and their heels. This is what's messing up the company because even when well, he's still a heel, but when the club was on the same show as him, this is what's messing up everything. They cannot have gimmicks where somebody's a heel where they're going to cheat all the time. It's messing up the talent. It's messing up the shows. Vince, like, he swears to whoever, that he's listening to the fans. But when he get these big pay-per-view, matter of fact, for Mania, that feedback was horrible. What they got, they said it was BS, and the crowd was chanting. Well, I mean, we were there, but chanting BS, and it was the worst one. Well, just because Roman Reigns won, but he won clean. So that's what I don't get. But my thing is for like SummerSlam, and when they say, okay, so and so is banned from ringside, you can't even have that as a stipulation and be excited for the match anymore because they still find ways to cheat. And then when they do cheat, they don't do nothing else about it, and that's what's ruining matches, even though it's a storyline thing, but that's what's ruining the company. How they gonna showcase their talent when you got somebody coming up in here and stealing your shine, metal shot? It's just, and then I'm thinking egos have something to do with it too, because whoever don't make Vince the most money, that's what they do that for, and that's what's messing up everything, ticket sales, or people, I'm sure it went back and forth, canceling and reopening the network. Like, I mean, you don't even have it no more, right, Matt? You got the card that you can just purchase it.
Yeah, I don't have a network anymore, man. Network is
But I mean, not for that reason. You probably don't. But that's what I don't like with as far as certain stuff. Okay, like for the next segment that I'm gonna talk about is Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. So they're gonna fight at Backlash. How we know Eric Rowan or even Luke Harper might return to help him out in the match? Can we have a clean match? Even though I think Bray Wyatt is going to lose his rivalry because he's been losing lately, but I want to see a Viper versus whoever the hell Bray Wyatt thinks he is. But I want to see a good match. I don't know. The Wyatt family needs to just die already. Let Bray go on his own. Let Luke. They all separated him. Well, now Braun Strowman, but they all let them go singles. Why not let them stay singles? Stop putting them together, breaking them up, putting them together. They're not the Clique. They're not DX. They're not. Just stop all that. let people just spread their wings and do what they do. If you're gonna job them or not, I think it's really retarded, and Vince is not listening to the people.
I say Bray Wyatt is getting really, really annoying.
Well, of
If you ask
course,
me.
I mean,
Like I used to like him a lot.
Thing.
The what?
It's the same old thing with Bray, which is what makes it annoying. Which you can say that a lot about a lot of wrestlers, but I just think they give Bray the most randomest matches and robberies, and he just pops up out of you're not Undertaker. That
Exactly.
only works for Taker. It's just and it's just I don't know. I just don't like the even I thought it was good, but it wasn't all what I thought it was going to be when he had the rivalry with Taker.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I thought, because I mean, for both of them to play off of the same mindset, it just they could have hyped it up better. Maybe that would have worked for the Taker that debuted in 1993 or something.
Yeah, you can't reinvent the Undertaker, man. He's one of a kind.
1990, yeah.
You can't even reinvent an Undertaker. They're trying to, like how that guy said at church, they're recycling all these people. They're trying to recycle these characters, man.
And I think it's pretty sad that a lot of the Divas matches have been doing better recently than the guys matches. I've been enjoying the Divas matches more than the dudes. Not just because they're fine women, but...
Nah, man, you gotta say it right. It's because they're fine women. Come on, dude. We know.
Too, of course. But they're at least giving them a push. And I do like the fact that they split them up and at least giving them their own belts, like we talked about a lot in the last podcast, to get more belts. But now each diva on each show is getting a push, out there. They're not doing, you got 12 divas and only 3 out of the 12 is in a match. I'm like, you got all them divas in the back and none of them are really getting a chance to show their skills. I mean, even your girlfriend's doing pretty good, mad with Carmella, but you see, she's doing pretty all right, man. It's not bad at all, and she's beating up Nikki Bella, which I can't complain, because I'm tired of Nikki.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are tired of Nikki.
But and that's the crazy. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. With Carmella beating up Nikki, it makes Carmella, of course, a heel, and Nikki's a face. Nikki returned as a heel. You see how quick they're doing this heel and face turn? That's another thing they need to stop. They need to pick a gimmick for these superstars, and whatever works best, whether the crowd loves it or hate it, they need to stick with that. Because, I mean, for the 10th time Mark Henry and Big Show turned heel or face, people got tired of seeing that. And so did I.
Yeah.
Biggest
thing. So I'm gonna elaborate on 2 of the things that you were talking about. So the Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, yes, he needs to go on his own. He needs to stay out of the Wyatt family. Even though he did start the Wyatt family, he needs to come up with a new gimmick. Stop acting like you are the Undertaker, because the Undertaker, nobody can be the Undertaker except for the Undertaker. Exactly. So stop acting like, oh, Bray Wyatt's the new Undertaker. No, he's not. No, he's not even close to the new Undertaker, so don't act like he is. And I seriously hope Randy Orton shuts Bray Wyatt up and freaking RKOs him through the goddamn mat. And Bray Wyatt, sits there and goes, holy crap, man, I lost. I think it's time to come up with something new.
He's doing a Viper Bill.
I hope so. I hope he goes to Viper Bill about 20 times, so then, we can have Viper Bill and Suplex City in the same, area code.
Exactly.
The Divas, I will admit, their matches are getting, a little bit better. I mean, considering how far they've come from, back in the day where their matches just sucked. Everybody was there to watch the guys fight, not the Divas fight. But, I mean, they do still need to bring back some other belts. I mean, if you're going to have Divas tag teaming, then come up with a tag team title for them.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know, don't have this crap of, oh, well, they're going to tag team, but they ain't going to get shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and this, I mean, this whole crap of people interfering and people running out and, you know, stuff like this, cut this crap out. Stop having people run out. Stop having people interfere and just have matches.
Well, I think it's what is it? Two more things that I noticed that they need to work on too, which of course, like you said, with the interferences and all this other stuff that's just getting just too ridiculous. But okay, I was telling Augustine earlier today that the cheesy endings and all this other stuff, like how SmackDown ended. You're just shaking AJ Styles nuts on the rope, and they're over playing around. I'm like, you're the champion. Be more serious or something, man. And I'll say this, even though I cannot stand Triple H, but let me tell you something. I was always like that ever since I got introduced to like wrestling and seeing how Triple H was. He was always a cheater. So when I see Triple H do something like he did this past Monday or whatever, I'm not shocked anymore because he's always been like that, especially as a heel. So, but when you got Ambrose, I'm like, are we taking, this is how we make our main champions look like and all this other, I forgot who said it about Ambrose, but he was like a champion doesn't dress the way you do in jeans and a muscle shirt, but I agree with that, as far as his attire. I mean, I know you got your little lunatic attire, or gimmick or whatever, but I mean, they need to just take it a little bit more seriously. Oh, he's talking about he doesn't wear suits. I'm like, well, you get used to it, man. You're the champ. That's what you got to do. Even though I think he's just kidding around, but
he said it himself on the Stone Cold podcast, saying that, oh, I feel like I have to step it up, and everyone relies on me now, and all this and that. But I don't see him improving since he's got the title, man. Yeah, it was great when he first got it, but then he's still at the same place.
Yeah, I just felt like they're like joking around with him, and I was like, okay, the world title just doesn't need to be joked around with. Even when The Rock said it, about Cena Spinner belt, when he said it shouldn't look like a toy and all that, even though they kept that belt for like 10 plus years, but it's just I agree they're not doing the prestige of how these belts are. But going back to the Miz and the Intercontinental title belt, they're making mid card belts jobber belts. I think it was you that said that, Matt, and I agree with that. I think they're slowly but surely bringing back certain belts, or at least trying to give everybody their own belts. But they need to step it up a little bit more. Like I said, they need to, if the Cruiserweight Classic people are coming to Raw, which Raw already has more than enough roster and time limit, they need to stop bringing back old, dusty, crusty superstars that nobody cares about. Nobody cares about Kurt Hawkins. They need to bring people from the NXT roster to SmackDown so they can have a little bit more people, because those are some talented people too, but Vince don't care about that. He just cares about who has the money and who cares what the fans think. But one thing, go ahead.
It's not that, and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna stand up for Vince McMahon just this one, and only this one. It's not that he's not listening to the fans, but from what I see from SmackDown and Raw, Vince said, I want you two to fight, and I want you to prove to me your brand will, be better than the other brand.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem with that, Vince. You can't do that because you aren't giving SmackDown the push like you gave Raw. Raw is a 4-hour episode. SmackDown is a 2-hour episode. How in the hell do you expect SmackDown to compete with Raw?
Or they could, once again, SmackDown was better than Raw once upon a time when the Fist was there. My thing is, too, why don't they bring back the pay-per-views to where the fans get to decide and vote, but switch it up? How about you ask us what we want to see, and then we can vote on it? They just put random matches in there. What do you want the Divas to do? A pillow fight, or a costume, or a dance off? How about you do something? We want.
Let's do a bra and panties match, man. I haven't seen one of those in a minute.
You know what? That's another thing I wanted to talk about too. I noticed Alexa Bliss, her attire is like straight Nikki Bella status with her, and I'm not complaining. With her tights, you can see ass cheeks for days. And I'm wondering, I'm like, this being a PG show, they can't punch or do blood, but the ladies can show off their goods, which is great. But I don't know.
I guess, man. So here's my thing about Alexa Bliss, and when she, this is like actually the first time that I've actually seen her come out.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, she act like, dude, she was like better than fucking anybody in that arena.
She has a date of work attitude.
But not even work attitude. Okay, so when she's coming out, she's like, looking at the fans like, fuck you, I'm better than you. But then when Natalia gets hurt, she's like over there, kissing. Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? You can't act like you're a fucking badass walking out and then a push in the ring.
Yeah. Exactly.
And what's up with her Terminator hand, man?
Man, I want to know for her entrance. Yeah, I don't know. She has like one skeleton, whatever, hand, and I don't know. It's kind of weird.
And then I don't know about you guys. Sorry for cutting you off, but I can't take Natty serious as a heel, bro. She just needs to go home with TJ and sit with her cats, bro. Cause I cannot take her serious in the ring. She's all right, but she's not that great. And as a heel, I can't take her serious, bro. I'm sorry.
It's kind of a flip flop of how I felt about like certain members of New Day, like Big E. The fact that he was just so didn't even smile, like he was all business, and the next thing you know, he's dancing and doing what he does, and they only keeping them for entertainment purposes. Which after a while, when you keep stuff like that, it sticks to you. But I mean, they can keep, like you said, that gimmick can fit only for right now, Kofi and Xavier, but. I mean, I agree as far as Natty not being, I don't know, because Natty, she looked like at times when she's mad, she want to smile.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, Natty, getting mad, woman? Do something.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe somebody needs to go slap her across the face a couple times. Who knows?
Leave that to TJ, so I don't know.
TJ couldn't slap her across the face even if his life depended on it, man.
He did seem a little bit soft, but see, that was another talent right there in Tyson Kidd that they just stuck him in tag team. And I felt extremely bad that he got injured by Samoa Joe. And the fact that he couldn't, he's out for another year, but this time with a neck injury. I think it'd probably be safe for him to not even come back because, I mean, he almost died. They said it was a 95% chance that he would almost die because of the neck injury. So he might have to retire.
I think he could.
And I mean, he had a talent, but they kept sticking him in tag team action. So actually, this is actually what I forgot to mention on for the Raw podcast. The fact that Kevin Owens is now champion, they can give the belt back to Finn Balor, but they can keep KO as champion because I don't know if you guys saw NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, the first one. Finn Balor beat Kevin Owens to become that longest reigning champion for the NXT title before Samoa Joe beat him.
And that,
So,
go ahead.
So Finn Balor should come back to beat Kevin Owens and kind of continue that rivalry. And they can kind of put Seth on the back burner or give Seth another belt or something. Give him, let him get away from the big belts because they're just going to spoil him. I'd rather them spoil him with the Intercontinental. Who knows? He might even, go and do other stuff. But keep him away from the belts is going to do something big. I still hope him and Stephanie don't start an alliance and start, Didn't that guy at church say it was an awkward hug between him and Stephanie?
Yeah, that's why they say that Triple H got mad about that, yo.
Oh, I knew it. He's over here trying to get his freak on with somebody else's wife. case, he deserved a pedigree. He was like, first of all, that's my wife.
I hate to say it, dude, but I think Seth did get his freak on with Steph.
It seemed like it, dude. They were like so close, and he's like hugging all up. I'm like, man, you better watch where you grab it. To be honest with you, the pedigree Triple H gave to Seth looked just like the 2002 pedigree he gave to Shawn Michaels before he turned on him and they had their match. Remember?
Yeah.
He like laid him out big time, and I was like, that looked like that type of pedigree. But
well, I mean, the whole thing is, I mean, if you look at the pedigree with like Seth Rollins and Triple H, dude, I mean, Seth was like squirming, dude, and Triple H was like, "You ain't going anywhere, baby. Your ass is gonna stay right here between my legs."
So you better go between somebody's legs, you go be fine.
Right? I mean, you know, it was like Seth was like, "No, Triple H, no, this is gonna hurt," and Triple H's like, "Oh no, I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
You're gonna die, dude. You're touching my wife."
Yeah, man. And I don't know what you guys think about this, but because if you look at the time, Finn Balor is out. He's out till the Rumble, dude, around the Rumble. So they should just have Kevin Owens freaking hold it to I don't know, maybe Mania or whatever, and have Finn Balor freaking win the Royal Rumble and main event Mania with Kevin Owens, because that Brooklyn match was freaking insane, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. What do you guys think on that? Would that be a good idea or no?
You know my intake on that. Have Kevin Owens lose the title tomorrow.
So who do you think should have the belt besides Roman? I know we all want Roman, but like who else? Because they're not gonna give it to Roman anytime soon.
You know, give it to somebody else. Give it to somebody else that just came up. Give it to like Big Cass or, you know, somebody else that just came up from NXT. You know, I mean, granted, Finn Balor was, you know, the next one that came up, but give it to somebody else. Kevin Owens has been in there for a while. You know, and he's fought for, I think he's fought for the, you know, the world title or, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to somebody else. Stop giving it to people that, you know, have been there for a while and have had a belt. I mean, you got Big Cass and the Enzo. They haven't even held a belt.
But if Cass wins the Universal, what happens to Enzo then, man? Is he just a manager then, or what?
Well, it's the same as KO won the Universal. What happens to Jericho?
Yeah, but they're not like Enzo and Cass. You know, Enzo and Cass are over with the crowd like sick. You know, like they have their own.
Now, but Jericho's still going to interfere with KO's matches and, you know, be kind of like his manager. So
I hope they don't pull a freaking Charlotte and Dana Brooke with these two, man.
Well, I hope not for the main title. Yeah, that'd be pretty messed up. Or you can even go further back and say a Triple H and Flair. You know, Flair got involved with anything Triple H did in Evolution days. But
that was cool, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, back then. But this is before Triple H was on. Yeah.
What was that?
I told him to stop dissing on Flair.
Yeah, man.
Never that, man.
Two-time Hall of Famer. Calm down, eh?
Oh, two-time, man. I'm a big Flair fan. But no, I kind of agree. I don't want them to do a Dana and Charlotte with this belt, you know, just kind of that just, I don't know. It's, even for her, they need to stop all that. I mean, you proved yourself. You beat, I forgot even who she beat just to become that champion clean besides Sasha. But,
she beat Nikki for it, man. Remember?
Okay, yeah, there you go. Clean. You know, I was like, wow. And that's the thing. Every time somebody beats somebody clean in a big match, they want to start giving the managers and kiss the freaking ground they walk on and ruin their talent like that. And I was like, forget about the fan base for right now as far as the booing. You're messing up their wrestling skill. Because I tell you this, if I worked for WWE and I'm either a mid-carder or I'm in the back in my wrestling gear and it's 9 o'clock and I ain't walked out of there to the arena yet, I'd be pretty pissed. And I'd be going to Vince like, okay, hey, I need a push or something. Give me a chance. Because a lot of those matches I know are scripted. But why work for WWE if you're just going to sit in the back and get paid? I'd rather make a name for myself and have a freaking something to talk about at the Hall of Fame instead of being a one-time freaking champion of whatever, like Miz. Oh, he made event at WrestleMania. Yeah, like 5 years ago, Miz. Hush your mouth.
And well, like one thing too, man, how you made that point about how the people just sit in the back. How I listened to Vince Russo, and Vince Russo, he worked for the WWE. He was part of the Attitude Era and all that. He was the one writing it. He said that Vince, how he wants people is how he wants them in a box and like if a limit, like with the glass ceiling, bro. And if you don't want you to move past that, you're not gonna move past that because it's freaking Vince McMahon.
Well, you know what? What I'm thinking is even one day, like mid Carter's become popular because even in like the Attitude Era, you had so many superstars. You had at least more than 10 that you can name that were popular, that were all champions. And then, as the 2000s came along, you had some mid Carters, but they were still popular. But they finally gave him a put. You remember when Jeff Hardy beat Taker? Was it Taker? I don't even remember. But he did, he finally won that belt. In fact, but it was like towards 2008 or 9 when he had his reign as champion. Them fans went crazy because we never thought Jeff Hardy, because he's known just for being a tag team. But if they can do stuff like that, you can pull Enzo away from cast. Fans will still love him as far as microphone skills, but as far as in the ring, nobody really boos him. I'm sure they know he needs work in the ring like bad, but you just got to let the bird fly. I mean, you just and stop writing checks with your mouth that you can't cash, because that's basically what he does. And he's on the mat more than Zack Ryder.
Yeah, but why is Matt all quiet, man? What's wrong, Matt?
I'm listening to you guys talk.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering why you all quiet, man. I was wondering.
Can be.
What's up?
Because I can be.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm sorry.
So, let's talk about the main event on SmackDown, man.
Yeah.
So, here's what I got to say about this. Okay, this main event was so pathetic that I didn't even watch it. I didn't even want to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, you put Dean Ambrose, the champion, against Baron Corbin that we haven't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Baron Corbin walk by Kane like he's freaking God, and Kane's, oh, you're a little pissant on earth, and I can squash you like that. And I don't know, man. The match was just crap. Whoever thought of that match needs to go back to the drawing boards and rethink things before they put a match like that on there again.
Yeah.
And one thing too, no freaking storyline behind that match. What did Baron Corbin do to get into that match? That's what I don't understand.
That's what I was wondering, because when I found out he was going to be the main event, I'm like, the guy that got called up by being in the Andre Memorial Battle Royal at Mania, and you ain't seen him since his feud with Ziggler. That dude?
Yeah.
I was agreeing with you on that. I was like, and like Matt said, where the hell is he being? And I was like, what is he doing? He's just known for winning that trophy, and that's it? And go ahead.
So here's what would have pissed me off more than anything. So if Baron Corbin would have defeated Dean Ambrose, which I think he did, now that puts him in the title shot for Dean Ambrose title, which is kind of crap because this guy, hasn't been around for a while. Now all of a sudden he's in the title shot for Dean Ambrose fucking title.
Exactly.
But you have Apollo Crews that, could have beat AJ Styles, and they could have had, a triple threat with Dean Ambrose, AJ, and Apollo Crews. But now if Baron Corbin won, which I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. I didn't. Like I said, it was so crap. I didn't even want to watch it.
It was
But it beat
disqualification.
Huh?
AJ Styles got involved and they disqualified Dean Ambrose.
So Baron Corbin did win.
Yeah.
So okay, so now he can go to Shane and be like, "So I won. I beat Dean Ambrose by disqualification. So guess what? Now I won a shot at the title."
And you know what? I don't mind because I mean I like how even they did the Universal Belt where one person comes out, then another person comes out, then another. They can do that again just for that. I mean, because even when Ambrose told them, "I don't care who I'll fight Seth and Roman in the same night," Ambrose will do it again. I'm sure he's the fighting champion. I'll give him that. So why don't they just? That's another thing they can start doing. You know, they can do a couple one-on-one matches from here, but new era, they need to start doing new rules, make some battle royal matches, and start making it more fatal four-way. That way, at least 3 of the 4 or whatever have a chance to win the title. Because I mean, if I see Ziggler come out there one more time to, "Oh, I deserve the belt and I deserve the," I'm like, but Ziggler, you're not. We tired of seeing you. At least I am. It's just enough of you. There's other people in the back I want to see as champ. You need to take a long vacation. Go hit on Nikki Bella like you did. Just, you know.
No,
But,
girl, man.
oh, please. Try telling him that. She tried to tell him like 10 times.
And he tag teamed with him right after being all Two-Face, man. That's messed up.
So funny. So funny. Yeah.
So what I want to see come back, and I think it made Raw and SmackDown. Well, actually, it made Raw more than SmackDown, better. But what I would like to see come back, is how Shane and Stephanie were fighting on Raw. Like if somebody would interfere, Shane would come out and be like, "Oh no, that match is not going to end that way. We're going to restart the match. You're banned from the side, and it's going to be, a weapons match now." And then have Daniel Bryan come out and be like, "Oh no, we're going to add, a steel cage match to this." That's what I think would make this more exciting.
Yeah.
Stop this crap of, "Oh well, AJ Styles is going to interfere and we're going to disqualify." Stop with the crap of interfering.
You know, man, if I can like write wrestling myself or go back to I can go through the whole roster. Each superstar, I promise you, I can pick out my favorite gimmick, or at least one that will work for TV for each superstar, and keep them on there. I bet you we'll have some great matches. Like even for, and this is for the one thing I don't like that I noticed with the Dudley Boys. From what I read, they only came back to put over the younger talent. If you can't beat, even though they're legends and all that other stuff, but they're still getting older and all that. But if you can't beat them without them having to put them over, that just makes it crappy and boring. And for a legendary tag team like them to have people like freaking Hype Bros, you gotta let them beat you to put them over. It's not what we want to see. Bubba Ray says it the best. We are the baddest tag team on the planet, and they are. But they made them go out like they made them go out. That was the most dumbest and most disrespectful thing you can do to a tag team like the Dudley Boys, as far as, for what they did for ECW and all this other stuff. And I'm sure it's a grudge or whatever for Vince, but if they did that to the Dudley Boys, I don't want to see nobody like Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, none of them people come back, because I mean they're just gonna do what they did to the Dudleys to them.
They should have gave the Dudley Boys another run to hit the 10 mark.
Thank you. They could have beaten New Day, and that's what I was waiting on.
Yeah.
Well, from what I've read and from what I've understood is Jeff Hardy's come back. And then I'm pretty sure I know why he's coming back. Matt on TNA not too long ago just defeated him, and he pretty much stated that if I win, you can't use the Hardy name in TNA anymore. So I'm pretty sure, Jeff Hardy had to find someplace else to go. But yes, to treat old school talent like that, like the Dudley Boys, it is wrong. Yes, you could have made them, get the title one more time to get that 10 times, and then have somebody else take it from them. But don't freaking beat the crap out of them while they're saying goodbye. That's horseshit.
That's what made me thought it was fake that they wasn't retiring, because people said that the people were saying that Bubba was going to turn on Devon, and the way that they ended it with them getting attacked, I was like, well, maybe they're not retiring. And then you don't see them no more. I'm like, don't tell me they made them go out like that. Please don't tell me that.
And once again, I say this a lot, but it's all on Vince McMahon.
He has the final say. So,
Stephanie McMahon.
Got her his little puppet, daddy's little puppet.
All right, come on.
Well, Stephanie has the same ego as her dad, man. That's what gets me pissed.
And Shane's like his mom. Shane's the only one with some sense.
Well, and that's just it. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it's not Vince holding the grudges anymore. Maybe it's Stephanie McMahon holding the grudges now.
It could be.
Stephanie was around with the old talent. She was around when the Dudley Boys started and all that stuff. Maybe it's her holding grudges now.
Yeah, that's stupid, man. Because how we were saying on the other night, this is driving the company down the ground. And we just still watch because we're diehard wrestling fans and we can't, But it's like how Matt said he was bored during SmackDown. And it's kind of true.
It's definitely true, man.
So the whole thing came up about the WWE Network and why, and asking me if I don't have it anymore. Well, I'm going to elaborate on why I don't have it anymore. So every time I log into it, something always happens. Either it kicks me out, or it says the WWE Network has lost its connection, which I don't know how the hell you can lose a connection. I mean, I know how, but I don't get it. Or the picture is just crap. For HD quality, it looks like it's SD quality.
Well, I'm living proof to that because I've seen it at your house. So yeah, I agree.
The bad thing is Vince, with all the money he has, should make this to where it's like, you want your fans to purchase something that you put out there, then make it freaking amazing. I mean, make that shit so realistic that the fans are like, hell yeah, I will pay for that every fucking month.
Yeah, right. Knowing Vince, he'll be like, well, why do you think it's only $10? Why are you...
Right? Well, I can tell you this, after the 3-month thing that I bought is done, which I think is done after Backlash, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not purchasing it again because it is such crap quality that I don't want to watch it like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay the $50 to see it on TV than freaking watch it on the WWE Network.
Yeah, man. And how does the card work? Is it $10 for 3 months, or how much?
So you pay. So we're gonna do a little advertising here. So you pay $30 for 3 months of the WWE Network.
Oh,
It's not too bad, I guess.
it's the same thing, basically.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm sure you guys have noticed that ever since they took pay-per-views off of live cable companies and put them on the network, they've all been crappy. Either by interferences, crappy matches, injuries, whatever. But it wasn't like that. At least your $60 was worth it. That's why if we do see a crappy pay-per-view, I'm like, well, I'm glad this is only $10. What kind of crap is this?
Right now,
Some Manias has been garbage, besides the one we went to. I'm going to Florida.
I'll agree with you on that one. I'm glad I only paid $10 for that stupid ass. crap pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And if Goldberg would have came out, it would have made up for SummerSlam as well. Like, cause SummerSlam, I was so disappointed in that pay per view, bro. They hyped it up like it was freaking. It was gonna be insane and stuff. And you remember the SummerSlams back then, bro? It was freaking sick, man. They were dope. The pay per views meant something. Like the go home shows, like the go home Raw, like the Raw before a pay per view, the SmackDown before a pay per view, made you want to freaking wonder what's gonna happen at the freaking pay per view.
Well, you know what? You can't even really, and even WWE's defense, that's all because of the internet. Now, what I don't like is all this hacking and leaking, and you remember you can see SmackDown results before it even aired, even though it was taped. But they started doing that, and I was like, I wish the internet was never born. Even sometimes when I hear garbage, and I'm like, man, I didn't want to know this. Why they gotta always put stuff up?
I know you can't even get on freaking Facebook or Twitter without getting spoilers.
Exactly. And I was not a fan of spoilers when I first seen the internet like blow up the way it did, which was pretty crazy. So, I mean, the internet has a way to do with all this other stuff, but now you got. I'm not even mad at the internet. It's more of
The people.
Spam pages and even people. But what even sucks about going back to what we were talking about with giving the fans what they want, I don't even know, dude, because right now the social media with Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all that, fans are super picky. And I'm sure even Vince McMahon is, even for the video game, bro, they're trying to up graphics and do stuff. Oh man, Big E's voice doesn't sound like the voice on the game or on the live show. I'm like, well, yeah, he can't really scream into a tiny microphone that they have to do, but it's on there, and it wasn't on the last game. I was like, these fans are so ungrateful. So I'm sure Vince is like, well, until you guys be more thankful, I'll give you more of what you want. That I'll probably even say that Vince is probably doing as well, because I'm sure they have to go out there and plug, oh, you guys are the greatest fans and I love you and blah, blah, blah. But you're still not getting shit, but I love you and yeah. But, I mean, some of these, even watching a lot of stuff. I mean, matter of fact, when KO won that belt, have the little symbols on Facebook that you can show with hearts and all that. A lot of people were pissed just because of how it happened. But I was like, Roman didn't win. Y'all would have been more pissed. So even though Roman didn't win, y'all still pissed? You see how flip-flop the fans are?
Yeah, exactly.
Ungrateful as hell. I'm like, okay, Roman didn't win. That's the main person y'all didn't want to win. Freaking Roman haters.
Bro, it's because everyone's so much of Seth Rollins' ass is like freaking stupid, bro. I can't stand that freaking idiot.
I can't believe that these fans are still. And now that they turned him face, which is really dumb, now the fans are really going to be sucking his ass. Well, said they love you.
And here's the thing. I've never liked Seth Rollins. I've never liked him once whatsoever. I mean, I thought the guy was too cocky for, wrestling. But when he came out from, his injury and sat there and got on the microphone and told the crowd literally to their face, all your cards I threw in the trash, go fuck yourself. And the crowd's like, oh, Seth, I want to suck you off. It's like, what the fuck, dude? How the hell can you sit there and cheer somebody that thinks you're a piece of shit?
Yep. Exactly my point, man.
That is true. He sat there and was like, I don't need any of you. Yeah! Everybody cheered, whistled, screamed, hollered, anything they could. I was like, really?
Right? I mean, dude, I swear to God, if they could let the crowd into the ring, dude, they would have all got on their knees and he would have pulled his pants down and one by one.
They said, get behind me, start kissing my ass.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I was watching today, I was watching, some of the episodes that popped up, after I listened to Monday Night's podcast and everything, some of the stuff that popped up on YouTube. And they showed one specific video that kind of reminded me of what Seth was trying to do. So, I don't know if you guys remember the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club.
I was about to mention that, man.
Of course.
Okay, well, there was one episode where Vince came out. Trish Stratus was in the ring, and Vince said there's going to be one person that's going to enter the Kiss My Ass Club. And he looked at Trish and he goes, "That's you, Trish." That's what Seth was trying to do. All you people in the arena are going to join the Kiss Seth Ass Club. You know, and every single person in that arena just like fainted when he, when he kind of stated that. Oh my God, I get to kiss his ass. Oh my God, I touch Seth Rollins behind with my lips. Oh my God, fuck off.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, man. And I don't know why the fans are just as flip flop as they are with whoever. It's not even just with Seth. I mean, I was shocked when Roman came out and interfered with the Lana and Rusev thing. They cheered him. I was like, whoa! I think hell's frozen over, man. And then next thing you know, as soon as everybody else comes out to get in line for the Universal belt that's vacated, here comes Roman. Boo! I was like, you guys just cheered him like a week ago. What the hell is going on? And that's when I realized that as long as Roman is under a mid card, we'll cheer for you. But as far as the main event, we don't want to see you. Well, we don't want to see Seth. At least Roman fought. And you know what, Matt? I'll even give you a credit for Cena, and I'll even tell you why I dislike Cena, because the reason why I dislike him is not even Cena himself's fault. It's the fact that they're pushing him just as the main person. But even when Cena was U.S. champ, I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed the open challenges that he did to see what talent was going to come out there. If you beat him, you won. If you didn't, I respect you. I enjoyed every single minute of that, because at least Cena was a fighting champion, which he's always been. But I wish he can bring that back. I wish he comes back, and maybe he'll come back and shut the Miz up so he can win that belt, so he can be a Grand Slam, which that's what I'm thinking.
John Cena went big time, man. He's filming the show right now.
True. Yeah, he went to go and film that show, The American Grit. But I mean, even for that, I hope somebody comes back, because for Miz's sake. But I mean, even if Cena had the Intercontinental Championship, he's going to do the U.S. Championship. I mean, the Intercontinental Championship Open Challenge. But I really enjoyed the U.S. Open Challenge, because different talent came out every week, and I was like, oh, okay, that should be good. That should be good. That should be good. And it was good matches. If you won, you won. If you lost, he still respected you.
Exactly. And I mean, I don't dislike Cena. I just really wanted to be part of that chant,
No, Augustine, you just didn't like Cena. We all know.
Tell the truth, man.
Hey, Matt, you saw me at WrestleMania how I popped for Cena, man. I just wanted to be part of the chant. I'm sorry.
I know, and everybody has their opinion about Cena, whatever. I mean, the reason I like the guy is because of what he stands for. Not
Cena the person is great.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has done so much. I mean, he is one of the highest in the, Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
One of the highest celebrities that has been chosen for that. And that's what I respect. Somebody that is a superstar like that, but still gives back to the United States.
Yeah.
And still shows that, hey, we aren't what people make us out to be. We are actually, a good place to live. It's just that, people make us out to be assholes. Oh, well, what? Everybody's an asshole, deal with it. But the whole thing of, Seth Rollins, putting him out there, and, I'm actually surprised that Stephanie made him fight for this title and didn't just hand it over to him and say, okay, Seth, you did lose at SummerSlam, but that's okay. You can go back and touch my twat, and we'll call it even. And I hope that's the reason why Triple H did come back, is, to sit there and be like, yo, Seth, that's my wife. Get your hands out of there, or I'm going to snap your neck.
Get your hands out of there.
Kind of like you catch a kid in the cookie jar.
Yes.
The kid's like has its hand in the cookie jar, and you're like, all of a sudden you see it, and the kid's like, oh shit. Do I keep going, or do I pull my hand out?
And Seth's like, I'm gonna keep going.
Exactly. Seth is like, I'm the kid that rebels, and I'm gonna keep going. What you gonna do, Triple H? And Triple H is like, keep going, bitch. See what happens, motherfucker. Keep going.
You want to know another thing that I noticed about most shows now? Even though I'm sure it's probably been like this for a while, but now that they did the brand split, they're only focusing. For big storylines. Now for Raw, you have this Universal storyline controversy with Kevin Owens. Now we got to tune in next week, of course, and then even for SmackDown, I don't even think the world title is their main focus. I think this Brock Lesnar, Shane McMahon is the main focus. But they try to do other rivalries, but that's what makes the show. It shouldn't have to be just that one rivalry that makes the whole show. They should beef up, like I said, if I can go back and put every single person on a gimmick that they were unstoppable at. Okay, like 2011's version of Mark Henry when he did the Hall of Pain. Let that Mark Henry fight Braun Strowman. Like, Mark Henry was not no pushover like they're treating him now. I know he's old, granted, but I'm sure he still's got a lot in him. But I promise you, in the back, since he's one of the veterans and since he's still making some money and he's still worth something, I promise you, in the back, they're telling him to go out there and lose, let him put you over, don't get up. I was like, that is a shame, man. This dude is an Olympian. And like you said, with America, he's done a lot for the country, literally, with the Olympics and all that. And they treating this man like garbage.
Yeah.
It's like, man, and Braun Strowman over here fighting, he's like big sweaty man and all this. Man, with all that, man. You and Nia Jax over here fighting girls that just skinnier than your legs.
Freaking battle cow, man.
Yeah.
I hate to say it too, but that's exactly what Braun Strowman and Nia Jax are fighting is girls. They ain't even fighting, they ain't even fighting men, man. They're fighting pure women.
And even for Nia Jax, because she just all she is a plus size model, so it ain't like she's like Braun Strowman, kind of bulky and fat. But even for Nia Jax, she's fighting girls who are looking like a decent size. But you notice, as big as Braun Strowman is, he's fighting guys that were bigger than all three of the guys that he done fought recently.
And with Nia Jax,
I'm like, he's fighting midgets, man. What is it? You could at least fought him a guy who's a 200-something pound dude, got a little bit of muscle on him.
The ring, I'll go fight his ass.
Thank you, boy. You get kicked in the nuts.
They're trying to make
sit there and back down, dude. As soon as you run after me, dude, I'm gonna kick you square in the balls, knee you in the face, drop you like a ton of bricks, and then fucking pin you for a 3 count.
Exactly.
I'll kick him in the nuts and run. That's what I would do.
And then, not to mention, they never did this interview the jobber before he gets beat. They never did that. This needs to stop too. So what do you think is going to happen, and what do you think your thoughts are facing him in the match?
He's going to pancake me.
Yeah, okay, well, back to you guys. I'm like, man, he's going to lose. Come on. It's just stupid.
Do you guys remember? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Augustine.
No, my bad, bro. Go ahead.
What I hate, dude, is the whole interview in the ring, period.
True.
What fuck interview gonna... Like, okay, so I know, like, everybody's tired of Nikki Bella, but so she comes back, she has a match, she gets interviewed, and Carmella fucking beats the shit out of her while she's in her. Why the fuck are you gonna interview her in the ring?
You think she's hot? No.
Hey, you know what? Nikki Bella is pretty hot, man. I'll agree with that 100%.
Hey,
But still, you don't interview wrestlers in the ring. What the hell? Pretty soon, dude, one of the announcers is going to get injured, and then they're going to sit there and be like, oh, no, we have to stop that.
I think a lot of referees are getting injured recently. Because I mean, and you know what? It's not even because they didn't take a bump properly. It's because they're knocking people down, like you said, during interviews, and the refs trying to stop it, and they get hit. And but yeah, the interview in the ring needs to stop. Period. And it's just I don't know. And then you know what? That's what I was gonna say. They brought back Jinder Mahal, and he doesn't even get. I think I mentioned that he doesn't even get the televised entrance. You come back from commercial, he's in the ring. You see how they already treating him like that?
Yeah. And the same is
Yeah.
gonna happen with Kurt Hawkins, bro. They're hyping this fool up like he is the freaking legend or something, bro. I'm like, what?
Him giving him Matt Facts like he's Matt Hardy version 1. I was like, no, what's it?
Well, he's
Are they
not
hyping him up so he can turn on? We don't need a third hype bro, man. We're all right with the two we got that I can stand already. But man, they need to really, really stop with it. They're just, it's like, hey, we're just gonna call past wrestlers. Hey, Jobber, who's next? Drew McIntyre? Like, you're gonna form 3MB again and all this other whatever? Bringing back people who we don't even care about and then not doing nothing with. I was like, man, you ain't finna make a freaking comedy act out of my career now. This is wrestling for real, and this is where it gets like a joke. Some people don't care. I'm like WWE probably paying good money, but not to make my career out of a joke. And that's what I would say if I worked for them. It's pretty much garbage, and that goes for Apollo Crews. If I was in the back, because I bet you Triple H or even Vince, I don't feel that he's ready. Man, if you didn't feel I was ready, you should have called me up to the main damn roster, man. You put me in the main event right now, or I'll kick your ass. It's one of the two, man. You got to do something.
Well, damn, Lamar, if you want to beat the main event that bad, dude, we'll go ahead and stick you in there. You got a title shot next week.
That's right. So Ambrose or Fat Ass Owens, somebody.
You got a title shot against me next week.
Oh, okay, you got the belt. Oh, okay, well, I'll see you in the ring then.
All right, man. I'll be there waiting.
Hey, can I be special guest referee?
You can be special guest announcer.
That's right. We don't need no Shawn Michaels screw you over back in 96 days. Come out with them short shorts on, man. We don't need that.
Yeah, man. But what's it called? Do you guys remember freaking Karma?
Oh yeah, her last feud was with the Bella twins. That's another person that should have came back. She lost the weight. Did you guys? I don't know if you saw a recent picture of her.
No, I haven't.
She lost sick old weight, and I felt so bad just because of she lost her baby after they released her, or she asked for a release.
Now I want to see Nia Jax beat Karma up, bro. Karma will freaking flap her around like freaking a rag doll, bro. And
Yeah.
you know, but they're putting her with these freaking unknown people, these freaking indie guys that are just, I don't know, bro. It's just getting annoying.
You know what I miss? I don't know if you remember when Beth Phoenix was just the unstoppable diva that nobody could beat. But guess who came back to beat her?
Who? Natty?
You remember when Trish came back to beat? Because I was like, Trish will kill her, dude. That's who needs to come back to beat Nia Jax. I was like, man, Trish can do it. It's like they're over here making Nia Jax seem like just like, yeah, anybody can beat a jobber, man. Come on with all that. That jobber storyline is weak.
It ain't the freaking 90s anymore.
They're over here bringing back people. They're not even hyping up superstars with vignettes like they used to. Man, vignettes used to mean something back in the day, and they're just doing these crappy, like you said, Kurt Hawkins. Fact. He is better than the Winter, and the Winter is afraid of. What is all this, man? Who cares about Kurt? Really?
Watch, I'm gonna send you guys a freaking video of him on Grimm's Toy Show, man. That fool's a freaking joke.
I can name a lot of jokes on the roster, but if they want to make a freaking mockery and they want to doink the clown their career, then go right ahead, man, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't be no Bo Leave gimmick, and ain't nobody taking me seriously.
But do you guys remember when it was like Chris Benoit, it was freaking Bill DeMont, and all those freaking fools that were like, they were mid-carders, but they freaking were aggressive, man. They weren't no freaking cartoonish, no No, nothing, none of this comedy crap, man. They took that serious.
And before I answer that, I'm gonna let everybody know. Yes, the LMA show will mention Chris Benoit, the greatest technical damn wrestler,
Of all
if not the
time.
very best
Yep,
Well,
yep.
of all damn time. And if he was alive, he would be beating Brock's ass.
well, Lamar, you
Besides,
just got shut down.
hey, you agree? Come on.
You know what, dude?
Yep.
I agree with you 100%, man. When Chris Benoit was in wrestling, dude, it was phenomenal to watch. Anybody
Yes.
to fly across the fucking ring and give a headbutt like that and get up and pin you needs to be in wrestling because the dude is fucking genius.
Yeah.
And some of these wrestlers they have now, dude, like I see their special move and I'm like, I could kick out of that.
Yeah.
That ain't shit.
And
It'd be days where Benoit, I used to watch him live wrestling, and it'd be days he locks in the crippler crossface, and it looks like he forgot that this was a show, and they're all friends, or at least some of them were, unless he had a real rivalry, because he like lock it in, and he looked like he's trying to break your neck or your shoulder off.
you remember how the referees had to take them off of people?
Yeah, I was like, Benoit, chill, but that was tight, dog. That was tight. Yeah. But I bet you if he was alive, he'd take out Brock. That's why Brock is doing all this German suplex crap. And I'm like, don't act like you invented that. You know, Kurt and Benoit used to beat his ass with that move. Now he's over here thinking he's the inventor of it. Have the manager come back and beat up Paul Heyman.
Have freaking who was that? Oh, that clothesline Vince McMahon at the at WrestleMania. Donald Trump, huh? That was Donald Trump.
Yeah. I'm all okay. And now Augustine just got our ratings down. No.
Oh, okay. Settle down.
So I'm on Instagram right now, man. You guys got to listen to this, man. So this is WWE has at Triple H chosen his hashtag WWE, hashtag Universal Champion, hashtag Raw, hashtag Kevin Owens. Okay. Right below that, this is what makes me crack up. So there's a comment from a 22 CRUZJ. You are not Seth Rollins. Stop trying to make us follow you at Seth Rollins fan page.
All up on his nuts, man.
Hey, and I mean, come on, give me a break. Seth Rollins. I'm damn glad he didn't win the title. The guy's a chump in the first place. I mean, now he is a good technical wrestler, but he doesn't show his talent. He's more of, oh, well, I can wrestle, but I just want it handed it to me.
Yeah, and how are people going to cheer for someone that gets everything handed to them, man? Like, come on now. Don't you want a fighting champion or someone that earns the freaking spot? Don't be freaking cheering for someone that just got handed the freaking title. Like at SummerSlam, bro, what the hell did he do to freaking be in that main event, bro?
Well, Finn Balor called him out on that, which is pretty funny. He said, me, I scratched and clawed and worked my way to the top. And you had yours handed to you. But see, he wasn't the first person to even mention that. But the way you guys feel, of course, about Seth, and I do too, that's kind of how I felt with Ambrose. And that's only because I thought he was like the weak link of the Shield. Thought he was a crappy ass wrestler. He didn't defend the United States Championship, which we all knew that. And now him being the champ is cool, but it just, I don't know, it just doesn't fit him. I was only happy is because that means each member of the Shield won that belt at least once. But as far as the both of them, Ambrose and Rollins, they have nothing on Roman just because Roman has that total package. Now, all they got to do with Roman, obviously, as we know, turn him heel, change the music, change your attire, did something. But other than that, as far as Ambrose, I'm just not sold on him. I don't know. He seems cocky and I'm like, calm down. This is just your first title reign. Talk to me when you get to 20. But even
Who?
Roman Reigns is at a third title reign as WWE champion, and I'm actually happy that happened. And to this day, for WrestleMania 31, I was so pissed that Roman Reigns, I promise you, would have been the person to beat Brock if it wasn't for fucking Seth.
Bro, you know how over freaking Roman Reigns would have been?
I'm telling you. I know. You know what? Even then, I'm thinking people might have booed him. But still, he was so close to beating Brock, and then here comes punk ass Seth, man. I was like, Brock was unstoppable. Nobody could do it. And then here comes that spear, and that's another thing. I mean, I guess Roman is like Cena number 2 with the kicking out, because Roman kicks out some stuff. I'm like, how the hell is he doing that? I'm actually like legitimately shocked. I mean, F5s, and it's a horrible move to get hit with, but I was like, man, I am so shocked that he's kicking out all that, but he kicks out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He has an impressive resume, and fans aren't seeing that. But you know what? Fans aren't given the reason of why they're seeing that. I think even if they turned him heel or whatever and changed the music and all that, I think the fans will still hate him because they don't like that he's seen as number 2 or whatever. I'm like, but you guys still cheer Cena. It's a mixed reaction, but sometimes it varies. Now that he's gone, and when he comes back, it might just be a cheer. They can't make up their mind with Cena, which is pretty stupid.
Yo, I just saw this meme on freaking Twitter where it has Triple H like looking down all sad, and like he says, "Sorry, Seth, I had to do it for Finn. He's my son." And then Seth Rollins is sitting there crying, saying, "So was I."
He was your first ever NXT champion, blah, blah, blah.
Right. So, okay. So I'm going to give a shout out on our podcast here. So I'm friends with a guy on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And his name is let me find it here real quick. This guy did something serious to his finger today and almost cut it off. Doing real life Fruit Ninja, and man, when I watched the video, dude, I was like, holy crap. So the guy's name, and you guys should look up this video. It's horrible, but the guy's name is Lance 210.
Okay.
I mean, he's doing like a real life Fruit Ninja with swords and everything, man. And I guess he lost so much blood that he actually passed out.
Wow.
What?
I like cut his finger. Like, I mean, he was bleeding, man. And the guy does viral videos and stuff like that. I mean, he's a funny guy. But to see that, I was just like, holy crap, dude. That's nuts, man. So I'll give a shout out to him.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
Definitely, man. That's respect right there, though. That's wow.
So, what do you guys rate SmackDown overall? Starting with you, Mr.
Bro.
Matthew.
I don't want to see it again.
No.
No, to give it an honest rating, I'll probably give it a 2 overall.
A 2?
Yeah.
What about you, Lamar?
Lamar gives it a 3.
A 3?
Overall. Yeah.
Man, you guys always leave me being the bad guy, man. I have to give it like a 4 or 5, man, just because of that Heath Slater, my boy Heath Slater. That was funny, man. That was just.
Well, I'll tell you my main reason. This is once again of hyping up stuff and not really doing anything.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the apology that Daniel Bryan owes to freaking.
You know what? That's exactly what I was gonna go to. This was BS. They started the show with that, with the showing what happened and all that, and we're thinking Daniel Bryan's gonna come out. Okay, Miz, you want to act like this? You're gonna have a freaking gauntlet match. It's a 10-on-1 gauntlet match for your belt. All we got was Dolph Ziggler and a runaway Miz.
Yeah,
that's what pissed me off.
But Daniel, stated it, perfect. I mean, and I thought Shane McMahon right there was going to be like, you know what, Daniel, your ass is gone.
Right.
He sat there and said, it's funny. I'm taking advice from somebody that has a feud with Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
And right there, I thought Shane O'Mac was just going to sit there and be like, you know what, Daniel, maybe I picked the wrong person to, GM SmackDown. But the apology, I don't think needs to happen. Daniel Bryan, told The Miz, you're a puss. Stop being a puss and start defending your title. Stop acting like the puss and get your ass out there. And I was watching, and they showed more of the video of Daniel Bryan and Miz. And if you look, dude, Miz was actually crying. Like he actually meant something.
Yeah, cause he knew he is a freaking puss, bro. The way he wrestles, how Daniel Bryan says, he wrestles like a freaking, like too soft, bro. He doesn't give it his all in the ring. He's like afraid to get hurt, and that's why he hasn't got hurt this whole time, because he's freaking afraid to get hurt. He wrestles like a freaking faggot.
Right? Don't touch the moneymaker. Don't touch the moneymaker. That's my moneymaker right there. Is my face.
And you know what? That's the two reasons that I wanted to get across with that, because you both are absolutely right. He claims, "Oh, I've never been injured. I've never done that." I was like, "Yeah, because one, like you say, don't put his body on the line. You're scared to get hit, slapped in the face with your little faggot maker or whatever." And then you got number two. He was really pissed that Daniel Bryan had some legitimate points. How are you gonna curse out Daniel Bryan talking about, "Oh, you talking about you love the fans and you would come back and do all that"? I like how he said, "Well, if they let me come back," and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to hear that," and yada yada yada. I was like, but it's true. If he had to stop because of concussions and a neck injury, what are you trying to do? Kill him? I was like, I promise you, if Daniel Bryan can come back in the ring, he will squash you, Miz. So I shut your mouth. And I used to just hate the fact that this was the Miz talked to Daniel Bryan as if he was still his pro from NXT. That's what I didn't like. I was like, Miz, I will slap the taste out of your mouth if I was Daniel Bryan. Like, who the hell do you think you are, man? You don't talk to me like that. He's over here, yeah, I've done this. I'm like, you know what? Daniel Bryan's done the same accomplishments you did, Miz. But guess what? He did it quicker.
Yeah.
You've been in the company for 10 years and you're just now, like, main eventing. He did all that before he retired. He did Money in the Bank, Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental, United States, main event at WrestleMania, beat 3/4 of Evolution. I was like, what have you done, Miz? Come on, you got help from Cena at WrestleMania. You freaking, if you would have won the Intercontinental title if it wasn't for Zack Ryder, which, we're not going to get into that, but.
No, of course it's that.
Yeah. I was like, you need your wife, and you know what? To quote Randy Orton, I think you're scared to get your ass whipped in front of your pretty little wife.
Yeah. Basically.
I think that's the whole thing. Is he's using his wife too much to get what he wants. And I think so. I would, if I was Daniel Bryan, I would have turned on Shane and been like, you know what, Shane? No, I'm sorry, but what I told him was how I felt. And I used to be a wrestler, and that's how I felt. So what I'm going to do, instead of going out and giving him an apology, I'm going to go out and schedule him a match tonight. And if he didn't like that, be like, I'm sorry, Shane, but you made me GM. That's how I feel.
True. Because that was the bummer part. I waited all week just to see what that outcome was going to be. And like I said, I was pretty pissed that we got Ziggler. Even though Ziggler made some good points and put on an excellent promo, I'm not going to lie. Ziggler promo skills are great. It's just, maybe he's like Roman right now. They kind of need to reinvent him and do something different with him. But, I don't know. There is something about Ziggler right now I'm not really feeling. And even somebody on social media said, okay, with Maurice, is she just going to be the Mrs. freaking lapdog, or is she going to get back into wrestling? It ain't like she used to never wrestle. So I don't know with that. It'd be great if she could wrestle that way. She can get off the Mrs. Nuts. They don't even look like they're really married in real life the way they are. I'm like, they don't even look like they're each other's types.
Right? I don't know how Miz landed her, but I get.
I'm like,
No.
oh, yes. What did you? How much money did you give her?
No, that was one of those mail order brides.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? Oh, hey, yeah, I want to be married to somebody overseas. I'm the Miz. I'm awesome. Please send me one now.
My name is the Jizz. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, the whole thing is okay. So you have Daniel Bryan that was supposed to come out and give an apology. So what they should have started with was Daniel Bryan coming down, not the Miz coming down. You know, who the hell comes out to the ring and demands the GM to come down and give an apology?
Exactly, man. And like how you said, Daniel Bryan should have responded and said, "No, I'm not going to apologize. I said what I felt, and that's the bottom line. You hired me as a GM, and that's what I'm gonna do. Schedule him a match or do something, you know." Like how you remember how the Authority used to screw over people and like putting Roman in like 10 versus 1, or he should have done the same thing for Miz for that title, man.
He should have. He should have made sure Miz was going to walk out tonight, not the Intercontinental Champion.
Exactly.
But again, the Miz ran off, so again, he did not defend his title again tonight. So means he will, hop on Instagram, hop on Facebook, hop on, Twitter, and continue his count up of how many days the Miz has been Intercontinental Champion. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you bring your ass over to Albuquerque, build a mat and a wrestling ring, and I'll take the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, you aren't that great. I mean, like Lamar said, your movies go straight to DVD. That
Exactly.
means you suck ass.
Exactly. Like he thinks he's the next Rock or something like that, bro. The next Rock is John Cena because he's actually going mainstream, hosting ESPYS and doing all this other stuff, man.
Right? Well, and even John Cena's videos have, gone to theaters.
Yeah.
The Miz, I don't even think he's had like one actual movie go to theaters. It's straight to DVD.
Yep. They hit the $5 box at Walmart right away. Just kidding.
And that's and that's the thing, because what it is why they go straight to DVD instead of hit theaters is because nobody's stupid enough to pay $20 to go sit through a crap session of Miz's acting.
Yep.
We don't want to see Santa's little helper.
You know what? When he, and I've seen some of his videos from when that DVD came out, and he's sitting there. He's like, I'm sitting here watching Santa's Little Helper, and here comes one of the WWE superstars, and like Miz probably paid him to come in, because he's like, do I have to? Hey Miz, what are you watching? Oh, that fucking movie. Oh shit. I mean, yeah. Can I watch it with you?
Yeah, man. At least Sheamus was in the theaters, bro. Come on,
Yeah, Sheamus has been in theaters.
See, that's Ninja Turtles, man. He had an all-star cast, but hey, that's been around since what, '89?
Yeah.
But man, oh please! And then you can tell this whole Indiana Jones storyline. I'm like, you ain't gonna be no Indiana Jones. Get out of here. And even the Marine movies that he's doing, he's acting like he gets all that profit. I'm like, Cena gets the profit because he started the franchise.
And Summer Rae is in there with you. Come on.
Right? They're just putting random ass people up in there.
This is like
and Social Outcast.
It's like Marine 25.
And that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. Just the Miz and having his wife in there, and Social Outcast and all these. It's like, dude, did you need to actually get these people in here or was it you're actually giving them a push to go mainstream and do hit movies and actually show up in the theaters, and you're still going straight to DVD?
Mrs. Come on, guys, come on. I need co-stars. I'll pay you. I'll pay you. Come on, anything you want. Just nobody wants to be in the movie with me. Just star in the movie.
He freaking dresses like a chicken and becomes and stars in the Domino's commercial. Woohoo!
Right. Well, and then you you know, and Lamar, this is going off what you said of come on guys, I'll pay you anything. Then you have Bo Dallas in the background. He's like, can I touch your wife? Oh, really? And Miz is like, you know what, Bo Dallas? Sure.
Then he ends up doing that little stupid bowl train that he does around the ring.
Right. Broadcast, Miz is in the back, and his wife is in the front.
Pretty
And
much.
it's Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, down the line there.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about Miz just in general was it's a shame somebody had to call you out in order for you to either try to showcase what you got promo-wise, or was that another one of your acting promos? Or should I say your acting monologues, Miz?
Right.
I was like, Daniel Bryan had to call you out so you can go off? Are you kidding me? Oh, please. You ain't nothing. So I hope somebody comes back and put their foot up your ass. Garbage, Miz.
Is that your? What's up? What were you gonna say?
As much as I'd like to continue the conversation of how crappy Miz is and how crappy SmackDown was,
Yeah.
my tablet's about ready to die on power.
Well, the good thing is we covered all the matches on the podcast and talk about other stuff.